Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to be looking at the markets and going, oh for sake. That's how I felt this morning when I got up. I thought, here we go again. It's just these never-ending cycles of up and down, and it's kind of getting boring now, to be honest. And a lot of people are kind of moving away from crypto or just not checking as much as they used to. There's not as much enthusiasm just now. But we are a fickle crowd, and this could change in 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever, and everybody comes flocking back to crypto once it kind of starts going up again. So kind of gone are the days. I was speaking to MT this morning, one of our previous admins, yesterday, and he was saying gone are the days when you could just wake up and you're in profit. You just kind of wake up and think, how much more am I in profit? Those days are gone for the moment. So we're going to be looking at the markets overall today, and we will kind of see what's happening in the markets, and we'll look at some news stories as well and look at the Bitcoin price. We spoke about that yesterday, this kind of ascending wedge, and it kind of broke out of that pattern, and we said it could fall to 6,200, which it did, kind of bounced back up a wee bit and then came back down. So we'll need to see what's happening with that. But first we'll see if we're live. We've got a couple of people in just now, which is good to see. James, Oklahoma, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house. Welcome to you. And I have to apologise to one of our admins, Jimbo, yesterday, King Ebo Crypto. I forgot his kind of username on YouTube and forgot who it was there, so I do apologise, Jim, for that. And that was yesterday. Rishikesh Chowdhury is in this morning. George Charles, Chris Noble, VJ Kenneth is in. Good morning to you. Mark Scott's in the house. Hi Steve, great to be here again. Another day in crypto. Are we having fun yet? Nope, we're not. JC Stander, Stephen King, Stephen SS, Andreas is in. Good morning to you, Peter Harding. John Lower, Tim Gash is in. Marcus Jafari, Adver Hagen, Stu Johnson, Honest Crypto Journey has made it as well, and Simone Hendricks. So good morning to you. Thank you for joining me for coffee. And as ever, if you could go down the like button and hit that like button just now. Crush the likes, everybody. And we will get started looking at the markets. So we'll look at the markets just now. Where is it overall? $193 billion just now. So it's gone down about 10 billion. Bitcoin dominance gone back up to 56.3%. There's about 95% losers in the top 100. Bitcoin down to 6,297. We'll look at the real price of that. Who's the winners? Cybermiles, Cash, Theta Token, Funfair, Steam, and DAI. 6% of the top 100 are in the green, just barely in the green. Who's the big losers? Aurora. That's the IDEX token. So that is gone down, but that kind of had a massive jump up. So it's not surprising it's kind of come back down. That actually looks to be a good one. A lot of people are turning to the likes of IDEX just now to look for kind of hidden gems. I know I've been kind of looking at IDEX for hidden gems and Trade Ogre and kind of places like that as well. Mixin is down 16%. Moac, Elastos, Basic Attention Token, and Walton Chain all in double-digit red just now. The next 100, we'll kind of look at that. Who's the winners? PumaPay. I've never heard of PumaPay. I kind of checked them out just before the show. Up 87%. We'll just have a wee look at them. Bitcoin Interest, Ender Protocol, Nectar, Odyssey, Scry.info, Prism, Centrality, and Crypterium are all in the green just now, with the rest being in the red. Namecoin down 26%. Odin, TokenPay, Veritasium, Syndicator, that's had a big jump up as well, so it's no surprise it's down again. Skycoin, that had a big jump. So a lot of them had a jump and now they're coming back down, so that's why it looks quite bad on paper, but they've already had a jump. So PumaPay, I'm just going to see, just interested in that. That's obviously been a pump and dump. Is it 16 Satoshi? Kind of went up to 91 Satoshi. So went up about 500-600% and came right back down again. So it's at 32 Satoshi just now. So it's still double where it was, even if it was a pump and dump. So it looks as if it was a pump and dump. Don't know what markets it's on. HitBTC. There's not much volume at all on that. So somebody's obviously bought an all-time high there. So I don't know what's happened there, but it's kind of made it into the kind of top what number is it? Ranked 135 just now. Okay, we'll look at the kind of Bitcoin price. I was looking at Encash, and we called out Encash yesterday at 85 Satoshi. It's now sitting at 83. Even in this, with kind of Bitcoin going down, that's actually quite good. It touched 80. I said the stop loss was 79, so it didn't touch a stop loss, thankfully, but it did go up to 98. So from 85 to 98, went up 15% before Bitcoin kind of crashed again. So we'll look at the Bitcoin price. I'll look at a few of the others as well. So we said yesterday this ascending triangle, if it kind of went below this line, the kind of support line here, if it went below that, then we were going to go down to about 6,200. It did exactly that, touched 6,200, bounced back up again, and it's currently at 6,276. So we need to wait and see what happens from here. We've got strong support there at 6,200. Or maybe just below 6,200 we've got stronger support, maybe at 6,170. So hopefully that's going to be support for that as well. I'm just going to look at this. We kind of looked at this yesterday. This is a visible range, and this is the kind of price points that people are typically kind of buying at. So this is a volume at certain price ranges. So we can see below 6,200 the volume kind of goes way down. So strong support round about this area, strong support in this area, and strong support in this area as well. So this is kind of past kind of volume on Bitcoin. So I'm still looking into that indicator. Somebody had kind of posted it yesterday and I saw a couple of people were using it, so I'm just kind of looking at it, just playing about with it just now. So I'll just turn that off for the moment. So yeah, we'll need to wait and see what happens. If it can get back up into this wedge and break that 6,500 level, then hopefully we can go up from there as well at 6,550. So we'd need to break that. That's on the 4 hour. We're kind of looking at it on the daily chart. This wedge, and it's kind of broke it big time. That's what we had down here, 6,500. We need to break 6,520. We need to break in order to go higher. Could it go below this? Below here at 6,200? It could well do. We could get down to 5,900 as support, or round about that area. 5,853 would be the next support. We've got the psychological support of $6,000 as well, so we'd kind of have to look at that. So with a strong support here, so we need a big bounce for anything to happen with Bitcoin. So it's going to be difficult to trade in these conditions with kind of Bitcoin uncertainty. But it's just like, oh, for Christ's sake, here we go again, man. Just thinking it's up and down, and a lot of people are getting really kind of peed off with kind of crypto just now. And a lot of people are not looking at the markets as much. So I don't know if a lot of people are coming out of crypto altogether and just saying this is way too volatile, or just hodling. So we're going to be looking at a couple of news stories, and you might we've got 6 cryptos to watch in September as well. This is from investblockchain.com. So we'll have a wee look at that later on as well. So who's the top in Binance? So we've got INS. Ecosystem has just kind of shot up. It's went over on the daily. We'll look at the 4 hourly. So it kind of crossed over at 391. It's went up to 581, so that would be a good 80% or something. Well, 50% on the crossover. S&M is up 10%, 11%. Hot, I think Hot are going to make another run for it, to be honest. I do think they're going to make another run for it. And we'll see. I was looking at the volume and the kind of buy orders on Binance. So we'll just have a quick look at Binance just now. And just look at Hot and the low. I think the lower price coins, as I said, the low Satoshi value tokens are going to do well when BTC starts going back up again. Indeed, we've seen that. Manitha, why is Manitha not showing up there? That's a different time zone, that's what it is. We'll just have a look at MTH, BTC. 550. So they'd gone up about 100% as well. 144% Manitha jumped. So there's obviously been news there, and I was a Manitha holder, but I got out above these prices. Actually, I got out above these kind of current prices just now. At a loss, I have to say, but it's still above these prices. So Manitha's got a long way to go to reach its all-time high, but obviously they've had some news out, and that's kind of pushed it up. So we were looking at that a couple of weeks ago as well, and 300 is too low for it. So see what happens there. What else is up just now? I'll just have a look on Binance, and SWPR is up as well. Up 20%. It's kind of gone higher than that. 488 it was, kind of crossed over about 270, so a good 80% profit there. So there's a lot of tokens on low volume, I have to say. A lot of tokens on low volume that are kind of going up on Binance. So it's just a matter of kind of looking out for these low value ones. So hot, where are hot with regards to the trading? 17. Satoshi 410. It was at 16.17 this morning, so we could have gone at 17. So it's jumped up 1 Satoshi just now, which represents probably about 5% jump. Yeah, 5.88%. So it's gone up there. I think that's going to make another run for it, but we don't know. Pundy X 21. Oh, so tempting to get back into Pundy X again. I know we're in Pundy X for the community fund in the premium channel, which we've only got about 322,000 Pundy X, which represents about $3 each or something for the premium members, which is absolute garbage. But we did get them when they were much higher than this before the Binance effect, and it kind of pushed it down. So it might be good for a trade for Pundy X. I think they're going to make a run for it soon. BCN is down as well. That could be a good one. Dent, that could be a good one to get in on as well. Just wait and see what happens with the Bitcoin price, but I think that could be a really good one to get into. CYT-Coin, I'm not so sure about that. Encash, I still think that's going to jump as well. This is on the hourly chart, so you wouldn't trade it based on the hourly chart. You wouldn't trade it just now, but that could be a good one. Same as Key as well. So 2, 4, 6, 7 back under 100 Satoshi. 7 projects back under 100 Satoshi on Binance, and we were at 4 last week or the week before. Okay, I'll just snip over to the chat. Joseph McKenney, thank you very much. Be sure to smash the like. Thank you very much for the donation, the $5 donation. Really appreciate that, mate. Always surprised when I get the kind of donations, but that's really brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Morning, XRP could be a big mover. I've been saying XRP are going to kill it very soon, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing. I've got 10x. I've had 10x for a year, and I've got about probably $1,800 worth of 10x at the moment. It was worth a hell of a lot more than that. It was worth about 12,000. I keep thinking, should I sell up and just go into XRP? But I still think 10x could do really well in the future as well. Now, I'm just going to look at XRP, because I think XRP are going to explode really soon. Just with all the news they've got coming out, and it doesn't look good here. Well, from a trader's point of view, it looks actually brilliant. You just got these prices, and with all the positive news that comes out, if we just look on CryptoPanic.com and just type in XRP. So this is just the news stories on XRP going around the net just now. And this is over the last 7 days. There must be about 50 to 100 kind of stories there. And this is from around the web and on Reddit and stuff like that as well. XRP are going to explode. And James had actually sent me a kind of video, which I'd seen already, but he sent me a video yesterday about XRP possibly getting to $589. And the guy was, I'll find the video for you, and I'll get it, post a link in the kind of comments for you as well. But they're saying it could get to $589. I don't know about $589, but I think XRP are going to explode very soon, very soon. And I'm just trying to find ways to get into it. That's really what I'm doing just now. Even holding, if I got maybe 1,000 kind of tokens, that would be $240 or something. It would still be good to have. Who else is in? That was Stu Johnson saying that. Tony P, good morning to you. My Little Gem, OCN is awake. Stephen SS. So have a wee look at OCN. OCN. Odyssey. A lot of people have been talking about Odyssey. It's up 2.91%. Market capitalization of 23 million. Markets is on. It's quite a few actually. Huobi. It's on. Bittrex, Upbit, and Gate.io. Gate.io has done the most volume. That's surprising. So I don't know too much about Odyssey. I know we've kind of looked at it briefly. Decentralized sharing economy, foundation of global peer-to-peer ecosystem. OCP airdrop, daily snapshots, start. So daily snapshots for that. So you're getting CP Pay, OCP. We'll just look at the Telegram channel as well. I always like to see how many is in the Telegram channel. Although a lot of people are not kind of liking Telegram just now. 1 member. No, 36,000 members, which is good. OCN to the moon. If you missed last month's airdrop, make sure you buy more OCN to make up for that OCP that you missed. That's OCN. XRP predicted to moon. Yeah, I've been saying it for a while. I just think it is going to moon. Any thoughts on BABB and Pundix? Yes, I think PundyX, we just kind of looked at that just now. I think PundyX is going to make a run for it again. 21.22 just now. PundyX time will come. It definitely will come. We'll just have a look at BABB. I think BABB are down again. Look at Satoshi value, it's probably 7.8 just now, Satoshi. So yeah, it's 8 Satoshi at the moment. And we'll just have a look on KuCoin. Oh. And see what it's doing there. KuCoin. It's probably trading between 7 and 8 Satoshi just now. So it was doing well. I did get up to 9 Satoshi, but it represents about 20% jump from 7 Satoshi, probably more than that. I'll just look at backs and look at the order books. I know you can't really go on the order books. Yeah, 29 million to buy at 7 Satoshi and 7 million to sell at 8 Satoshi and 28 million to sell. So there's a big sell wall there as well, but there's also a big buy wall, which is good. So the market makers are doing their job there. But that's not that. It doesn't represent that much value. It's only 2 Bitcoin worth. But you've also got Ethereum as well. Ethereum is where it's mostly kind of traded. So 24 GUI, or more than that. So there's a lot more volume on kind of using Ethereum. 133 Ethereum. That's still not. It's still around about the same volume actually. If we look at it in kind of dollar value. So BABB, we're just waiting on this news coming out from Lithuania as well. They're going to see kind of going back to Lithuania and speaking with them about the banking license as well. So hopefully there's going to be some good news soon, and some good news about possibly investors coming in as well. Holochain, yeah, I think Holochain, we kind of spoke about that at the very beginning. I think it's going to make a run for it very soon again as well. So 17, 18, we could have gone for 16, 17 this morning, but we need to wait and see with Holochain. Right, we'll just look at some news. That was, let's say we'll just get rid of that, get rid of that. That was the top 5 cryptocurrencies to look at in September. We'll go back to that. And this was the projects. So this was some project. This is from investinblockchain.com. It's actually quite a good site. I've been on it a couple of times, but I thought this was quite interesting. So talking about a working product from the top 100 projects, who's got actual working products. So considering that blockchain projects are open source, building a basic blockchain and launching it isn't a very high bar to set. So that's not really classed as a working product. We want to be a bit more rigorous with our criteria. So this is a criteria for a working product. A working product is active and available to the public. Its mainnet has likely been released for some time, bumping the version numbers well above 1.0. Businesses and individuals use it on a daily basis for dApps, smart contracts, or digital currency transactions. So there are many projects in the top 100 that have launched their mainnet and can claim to have a working product by a loose definition. However, we have chosen not to include projects which aren't actually being used by any significant measure, which means that most of the recently launched mainnets will not yet meet our criteria. That's what we're talking about, a kind of working product. So in other words, the mere existence of a product does not necessarily mean that the product is working. After all, is a foundation really doing any work when there is no weight on top of it? Likewise, a dApp platform that has a mainnet but that doesn't have any noteworthy dApps on top of it isn't considered working by this criteria. So let's have a look by their criteria. What is a working product? Bitcoin obviously being used, Ethereum being used as well, Ripple obviously being used. So it's kind of saying Ripple is focused primarily on one thing: fast and cheap international transactions. And they go into the reasons, and I'll post this link for you as well. Bitcoin Cash has got a working product. Stellar, Litecoin, Tether, Monero, Neo, Binance, Zcash, Qtum, 0x, Bitcoin, Decred, BitShares, Steem, Seacoin, Ogre, Basic Attention Token, Nano, Golem, PundiX. So what's it say about PundiX? Has been shooting up the market cap ranking so far in Q3 2018, and they also happen to have a working product that just recently became available to retailers. The primary PundiX product is a point-of-sale device that enables quick and easy mobile transactions for both fiat and cryptocurrencies. 500, that should be 5,000 actually, point-of-sale devices are already being used by retailers in Asia, and there are thousands more scheduled to be distributed in the coming months. So Waves is one of KuCoin shares, OneChain, Komodo, Ardor, Huobi, Zencash, Kyber Network, Bancor, Loom Network, Polymath, and Buybox token as well. So in the top 100, you've probably got about 25% of working products. So 36 to be exact, 36 of the top 100 cryptocurrencies have working products. So I thought that was an interesting article and something to kind of look out for as well. So I'll post that link for you. And this was from ccn.com. Bitcoin appetite: Nasdaq is acquiring crypto-friendly Swedish exchange Cinnaber. So Nasdaq, the world's second largest stock exchange, announced Friday that it is in the works to acquire Cinnaber, a trading solution provider based in Sweden. Cinnaber has a history for bullishness towards digital assets and making it easier for institutions to invest in them. And one of these efforts is the partnership with BitGo, a behemoth for institutional grade cryptocurrency custody security. So BitGo itself has built partnerships and acquisitions over its history, which have helped it firm up its mission, including the acquisition of Kingdom Trust and a partnership with the South Korean exchange Corbit. So this is the Nasdaq, which is good for us overall. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but this is the Nasdaq kind of company itself are acquiring the Swedish exchange Cinnaber, which again is overall good for the crypto space. We're looking for those institutional investors to get in on that as well, and this is what it's all about. BTC to launch revolutionary OTC trading platform. So the world's leading digital asset management platform, BTC, set to launch its new OTC trading service with no withdrawal limits and zero trading fees. So OTC, for anybody that doesn't know, is over the counter. So that's what BTC are doing just now. So the cryptocurrency trading platform will be launching its OTC platform on September the 19th, which is tomorrow. and the service allows brokers to directly trade with the end consumer without having to concern themselves about liquidity. So it's going to be based on kind of like a one-to-one transaction. So I would imagine it's going to be something like, okay, I got 10 BTC, I'm going to put it on the OTC trading platform, somebody buys it from me, and it's going to be a direct kind of transaction, and there's going to be in the middle, right, BTC. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we need to wait and see on that. But that's a piece of news as well that I thought was interesting. We'll go back to chat just now, see what's been said. Mac Pond's in the house as well. Rez M is in. Martin and Sonia is in as well. Donny Don Matthew, morning Steve. ADA could come out of nowhere and pop. They're quietly building their thing in the background. They are, and I've been saying for a while now, Cardano are going to pop. And I did do a trade on Cardano. That was on BitMEX, but it's just the wrong timing. But they are going to pop. Same with XRP, going to pop as well. And when they pop, they're going to pop big, I think. Irish and Sketch, I can't do anything except hodl. Hoping for an XRP explosion. I've had 9k sat in my wallet gathering dust since early 2017. Wow. So what price were they early 2017? Around about the same price. That was November. I'm just going to see it on another bigger exchange. Bitfinex. 22 cents, so around about the same price. Yeah, I think holding 9,000 is going to be really good for long term. I think XRP could get up to, we're talking a couple of years time, but I can see it going up to $100 or something. So having 9,000 XRP at $100 would be quite cool. And I'm just going to work out the maths on that. I think it's I'm right, but I don't want to kind of say it and look silly. Yeah, 900,000, nearly $1 million. So the goal would be to get to 10,000 and get to $100 for XRP, and you're a millionaire. That was the thing I was thinking this morning. I was thinking about BACS and looking at that and just saying, okay, if somebody told you that if you held a specific crypto for a certain amount of time for 5 years and said, okay, you're going to be a millionaire, if you hold it in 5 years time, you're going to have $1 million because it's going to go up to this price. I was looking at BACS and thinking, okay, if that goes up to even 4 cents, which is not that much, could be a millionaire with kind of BACS at 4 cents. We'll just look at BACS just now. BABB we're talking about here. So what is it at just now? So it'd have to go 100 times where it is just now. So that'd be $1 billion market capitalization. Would that be right? 100 times 10,000 would be $1 billion. Is that right? Am I talking mince? To wait and see. I have to do my maths on that. Star 10,000 100 times. $25 million. Yeah, it would be $1 billion. So I was right. So I'd have to go up to $1 billion market capitalization, which looks kind of ridiculous just now when you consider it's $10 million. But if they pull off everything, they get the banking licenses, they get the cards out, they get on board kind of up to 2 billion people. They're not going to onboard kind of 2 billion people, but that's who's unbanked. 2 billion people in the world are unbanked. So even if they got a percentage of that and they start using the tokens for it as well, then BABB could do really well. And if the banks start using them as well to get their own cryptocurrencies out, banking cryptocurrencies, that could be really good as well. So it's not inconceivable that it could reach $1 billion. We're not talking like in a couple of months' time, we're talking like 2, 3, 4 years' time. So if it got up to $1 billion market capitalization, could be millionaires. So that's what it needs to reach for me to be a millionaire with BABB. But I'm a big proponent of BABB, a big advocate for BABB as well, and what they're doing and the ethos behind BABB. So it could do that as well. But XRP could do equally the same. So if you kind of hold XRP, if you think 10,000, holding them, they go up to $100. If you've got 10,000 at $100, that's you kind of million. But $100 kind of going up just now. That would give it a market capitalization of $100 billion dollars just now. So that would be kind of crazy when you even think about that. I'm just making sure my maths are right again. It'd be that big. So it's $10 billion just now. Times that by 10 would be 100 billion. I'd be more than that actually. So I don't know if it could reach $100, but possibly in the future. It's going to be huge anyway. It's going to be huge. Would that be $1 trillion it'd be worth? I don't know. That's inconceivable just now, but it's possible. Donny Don Matthew, this bear market not only shake the weak hands and Lambo chasers out of the market, but it's also shaking out the weak projects. So overall, the period of shitstorm was much needed. I tend to agree with that, to be honest, as well. Donny, I don't like kind of what's happening just now, because it kind of, you look at your portfolio and go, oh, for Jesus, man, it's just up and down all the time just now. But I think you're right, and I think we've been saying it all along as well, that a lot of projects, a lot of weak projects, are not really doing anything, and they kind of jumped on this kind of gravy train and kind of got into the crypto world, and where there was no need to get onto the blockchain, there was no need for the tokens and stuff like that as well. I think they're going to be shaken out. So it could be that's needed. It could be there's another kind of drop coming as well to shake out even more, and then we'll be left with the cream kind of rising to the top as well. Gene, you've not missed much. You've not missed much. Just been going over some news, so don't worry, I've not missed that much. We in the space during this time has done a big favour to all new investors coming in next year, as we've taken all the blows for them. We have indeed taken the blows for them. We definitely have. Mark Pond, does TRX will come back or too low and no more support? TRX is definitely going to come back. There's no question in my mind about TRX coming back. We'll look at the BTC price and we'll look at the Binance exchange. So it's at 296 just now. It's not that bad considering how low it's been as well in the past. Back in December 2017, we're down at 30 Satoshi for Tron. But they've just got their fingers in so many pies just now. I just find it hard to believe that they are going to fail. Because even if one of the big projects come up for, I just think Tron is another one that's going to explode as well, and it's going to come out of nowhere. But 296, I would be dollar cost averaging in on Tron just now if I had the money. Mac Pond does right, that was it. Christopher Dalson, XRP 598 per coin, no chance. If that happens, I'll do a John McAfee. Yeah. Somebody said yesterday, if that does happen, I'll eat John McAfee's genitals as well. But yeah, $589, I would give it just the market cap would be in the trillions, the 589. Gene, this Electronium app on the mobile phone is class, just mines away in the background. Another bonus from being in the Telegram group with a bunch of great people. Oh, that's brilliant, Gene. So talking about the Electronium app, and it's mining, you can mine on your mobile as well. Irish and Sketchy, I think they missed a decimal from the 589 prediction. Yeah, $5.89. I'll easily get to that, but we'll need to wait and see what happens. Gene, like button crushed. Excellent, thanks very much. Remember, crush the likes, everybody. Steam's steaming now. Where is Steam? Steam's not done anything for a long time. Oh, it's gone up. Just starting to rise from its all-time low. Where is it just now? What's the next kind of support or resistance level? 2,569. So double from here, a potential double from here for Steam till it gets to its next real kind of resistance level. We've got other resistance levels there, which is coming up to at 1423. And we've got something like 2256. Yeah, so that's doing quite nicely. We'll look on the 4-hourly chart. Yeah, so jumped up, kind of crossed over just here at 1140. It's still going up just now. So there's a lot of tokens, or a lot of projects on kind of Binance popping just now. And that's probably one of the biggest risers. So while you watch that, just bear with me 1 second. Not 1 second, probably 1 minute. Right, I do apologise for that. I was bursting on the toilet, man. And I was going to go at the very beginning, but the show had already started, so I do apologise for that. Very unprofessional, but Steam is still rising, up 25% now. So it's going for it. Steam is actually going for it just now. What else? Anything else kind of going for it just now? INS. So then there's not anything kind of really going for it. That's a big losers. Fuel. Fuel was already taking a run up as well. Same with BABB. Ether down to 535. QKC. It's going down some of them, looking for any outliers. Gene, I've seen the media and press hating on Charlie, twisting up his words, why he sold, etc. So yesterday's news. Yeah, about Litecoin. Yeah, that is all kind of yesterday's news. Tim Gash, 10,000 XRP currently puts you in the top 5% of holders. It's not a lot, but could be worth a lot in the future. It could be definitely worth a lot in the future. XX Halifax, I think there will be a decent amount of 100 Xers within the next within the next 5 years. Ah, definitely. There's no question there's going to be 100 Xers as well. And G-Slick, Digibyte going to be good. Yeah, Digibyte's it's actually doing well. I did hold them in the past, or I did trade them in the past. Honest Cryptogen, love the look of confusion when you're trying to work out future market caps. You're no mathematician, LOL. Yeah, it's hard to kind of do that in your head. Like 10 billion market cap times 100. It's kind of hard to do that in your head. Tron under 3 sats is on fire. Yeah, I think that's a good price for Tron. Solid buy if you're holding. Yep, definitely. IOST. 184 just now, kind of low of 163. So when kind of Bitcoin starts kind of moving again, and I keep saying this, honestly keep saying this, these low Satoshi value tokens are just going to start popping one by. We've seen it already. We've seen a few of them popping already. It's just which ones to kind of get in on. Would be the good ones to see which ones to get on. But these are going to start popping again, and you're going to see 100% gains, 200% gains on some of them. But I would trade them rather than kind of hold them. I'll definitely trade them. But it's pretty certain that these are going to start popping. IOST, kind of the last time it was round about this price, was on the 18th of March, say for IOST, round about this price, and it kind of jumped up. We kind of look at it, jumped up 300%. That's obviously when the Bitcoin price was going up as well, but the Bitcoin price wasn't rising that much. It wasn't up to $20,000 back in May, so I think the likes of IOST could do well as well. Same with MFT. MFT is on 114 Satoshi. Just now, Key is only 85 Satoshi. And we see, kind of last time it was 121, jumped up by 500% as well. Obviously, that's when it kind of first came on. It was doing good things. But we'll have to obviously look at the team as well. But some of these tokens are just going to be fantastic for trading. Encash going to be brilliant for trading when it pops. Dent is a long-term hold, but that's going to be brilliant for trading as well. BCN, possibly good for trading, but I wouldn't have as a long-term hold. PundX I would have as a long-term hold, and I think that's going to be brilliant. Hot, I would have that probably, maybe as a long-term hold as well. I definitely would actually. TNB, Poet, these are all going to pop at some point when Bitcoin stabilizes and stops this volatility. Okay, we'll look at investinblockchain.com again. So this is the top 5 cryptocurrency projects to watch in September 2018, and it gives you the reasons why. I quite like this kind of website actually, so have a wee visit of investinblockchain.com. Swarm, they're saying that's one of the ones to watch in this kind of market, especially this kind of bearish market. So the investment landscape is vast and varied, filled with countless opportunities for growing one capital. At least that's what it looks like from the outside. As the Swarm Nasdaq video points out, most of these opportunities require expensive middlemen to engage with and can involve tying up funds for months or years at a time. Combined with other factors such as restrictive legislation, the result is that a majority of investment opportunities are limited only to the wealthiest of investors. So Swarm's goal is to tear down some of the barriers standing between ordinary cryptocurrency traders and high-yield investments. It does this by creating a decentralized, democratic marketplace that uses security tokens to represent real-world assets. I've looked at Swarm in the past as well. As a non-profit, the Swarm team is guided by principles rather than profit. They have a holistic view of the security token space and strive to put out products and services that empower all actors within the ecosystem. By providing solutions that benefit the entire community and encouraging collaborations, Swarm is poised to play a key role in democratizing finance. So just have a look at Swarm just now and see what they're doing. They're down 16%, down to 10 cents. Market capitalization of 5 million. Has had a high of $1.65, which is 16 times where it is just now. And what's been the highest market cap that has been recorded? Probably around about here at 40 million. So 8 times where it is just now. So that could be a good one to look at. And obviously do your own research on this as well. This is from investinblockchain.com. Stellar, we've always kind of been bullish on Stellar as well. And we kind of know what Stellar is about as well. So they're saying, why should you watch Stellar? With a strong recent performance fueled by exciting partnerships, IBM being the biggest of them, and solid project development, Stellar is providing itself to be a cryptocurrency that can survive and thrive in the current bear market, however long it extends. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for projects that are going to survive these kind of bear markets, that are not going to just kind of move out of the crypto space because there's a bear market. And Stellar is definitely one of those as well. 0x project we'll looked at in the past as well. So why you should watch 0x. September expect to be a huge month for 0x project, as it's finally time to launch 0x Protocol 2.0. So version 2 of the protocol offers some noteworthy improvements over version 1, in addition to some exciting new functionality. So that could be another one to watch as well. We've kind of spoke about that in the past. Enigma as well. Why you should watch Enigma, and we'll just have a wee look at Enigma, what they're doing just now. A couple of people have spoken about Enigma being a good one. 54 cents, market capitalization of 40 million, has had a high of 601 million market capitalization, so that's about 12 times where it is just now. Price $8.04, 16 times price where it is just now as well. And what they're saying about Enigma. So September is said to be a milestone month for Enigma, with their mainnet going live by the end of the month as one of the most anticipated mainnet launches for the end of 2018. It's just further evidence of Ethereum's industry-leading development community. With strong use cases in personal data, healthcare and genomics, credit and the Internet of Things amongst others, Enigma's first-of-its-kind solution has truly world-changing potential. To top things off, Enigma already supports an application Catalyst that provides a solid proof of concept before the mainnet even launches. So Enigma may be the newest project on the list, but it's already poised to start making a big impact in the crypto industry. September is the beginning of a bright future for this one. So Enigma, if you want to check that as well and do your own research on that. Lisk has been around for a while. Why you should watch this? Lisk is coming off perhaps the biggest month of the project's history in August. And things got started with the release of Lisk Elements version 1.00, as well as new versions of Lisk Hub and Lisk Nano. Then the month was capped off by the mainnet launch of Lisk Core 1.0, a release that's been 3 years in the making. So that's 5 coins that you might want to check out. This also had a list of kind of 10 coins as well. Invest in blockchain, we'll just have a look, see if I can see that just now. So this is actually quite a good website. 10 coins under 10 cents with high potential. So I thought this was quite an interesting one as well. VeChain, obviously, without a doubt, we spoke about VeChain quite a lot. IOST, just kind of looked at that. BitShares, they're saying CYT-Coin, Fund Request. Fund Request, an interesting one. I kind of looked at that. When I kind of looked at it, I thought, why have they got Fund Request on? So FND. I like this, kind of just looking at the Fund Request project stats, market capitalization of 376,000, circulating supply of 42 million, total supply 98 million, which is really low, all-time high of 26 cents. Price just now is 0.8 cents. So Fund Request could actually be a good one to look at, and I'm going to look at that more as well. Blockport, I've had Blockport for ages as well, market cap of 3.9 million. Circulating supply 52 million, total supply 69 million. It's currently priced at 7 cents, all-time high of 81 cents, so 12 times where it is just now. Loopring is another one that suggests. Civic, we've kind of looked in the past. Decentraland, Mana, a lot of people were into that before. Cardano, 1.6 billion, it is high, but it's just a quality project. So I'll put the links to this as well, but one of the ones that looks really good. CYT-Coin does look good, but I'm not so sure about CYT-Coin. Fund Request looks actually really good, so I'm going to check that out more as well. We'll just kind of look at that. FND, see if it's still 0.8 cents. And what market is it on? IDEX, another one on IDEX. But look at the volume, $51 is the volume. So not that much volume, so I was surprised to see that in there, in that list. But it might be a good one to look at and look out for. So 137 BTC Satoshi at the moment. So that could be a good one to look at. Gene, imagine just tuning in, Bo, MTC, LOL, hope all okay, mate. Oh, that's fine, I was just going to the toilet. I was bursting in the toilet. Chris Noble, hope you wash your hands, mate. Yes, I did, always wash my hands. Used to be a nurse, an ex-nurse, well, ex-trainee nurse. I didn't do the full nursing degree. I just done a 1.5 years and then got out of it. So I know all about that. Gene, class man, that's why I love this channel, as real as it gets. Yeah. I really have to go. Crypto Don Juan is in the house. Welcome to you. Steve, how do you find some of these microcaps that you do before they get hyped? Just looking at newly listed coins on CMC and do some FA on them and hope they got legit teams. You have to do it. This is where, so the likes of IDEX, look what I kind of do on IDEX and just kind of look on IDEX just now. And incidentally, I've got an interview with Alex Kravets from XTRD. He's the CEO of XTRD. I've got that on Thursday coming up. So if you can think of any questions for him, if anybody's into XTRD, which could be really big in the future as well. I've spoke about them in the past, so I'm not going to kind of talk about them here again. This is XTRD here. So the 1519 GUI just now. This is the bids for them. This is the asks. So yeah, on IDEX, a good thing to kind of look for is volume. So EDN has got a lot of volume just now. You can see the volume, 3,753 Ethereum. So that's Eden Coin just now. So we look at volume and kind of start from there Obviously, if we kind of click on this on IDEX and just see zero volume and there's no volume at all, there's no point in kind of looking at it. But there's a couple on there that are still good projects, but they're just not trading much on IDEX. So I would look at the volume first and then kind of start to look at that. If we look at the volume on Quant, for example, that was one I was looking at the other day as well. PKG is down, FTXT down 54%. So we kind of have to look at the volume first just to see if it's been traded and what the volume has been over a period of time as well. So, and then start looking at the projects individually. So we'll have to look at the team, the use case scenario, why it's on the blockchain, where it's been hyped up, the Reddit channels and stuff like that. So you have to do a lot of research on these tokens on IDEX because they're probably riskier than the kind of top 100, obviously. So it's difficult, but the likes of PKG, we look at that, and so we can see PKG down at about 22 GUI, and it's kind of went all the way up to 67, so 200-300%. So went up, has come back down. Still getting traded just now, but I've had a look at that and I didn't kind of fancy it, to be honest. But somebody told me about it before it went up, and I should have got in just for trading, but I didn't get in. Aurora Deo is the one that's kind of went up as well. That just keeps on climbing. HOT has been traded on IDEX as well. So you have to really kind of do your research when you're looking at IDEX, or look at the news for IDEX. This is kind of news driven as well. This is really news driven for the IDEX projects. So there are some possible ones that you could get 100%, 200%, 300% on as well. If we look at MVL, some of the prices here are just unbelievable. You just kind of look at them and going, holy shit, man. So this was 645, it kind of jumped up to about 3,000, so it went up 400-500%. Obviously pump and dump, it came right back down again. Down here, 980, went up to 2,000, again 100% increase and kind of down again. So you have to be really careful when you're trading on IDEX. A lot of people don't like IDEX, but I think it's a good exchange. Well, it's not a brilliant exchange because a lot of the time it's down, but when it's up and running and it's running smoothly, it's a good exchange. Dev Ogre, to look at Ogre as well. I've not looked at that in a while. So just down 10% just now, 1239, circulating supply 11 million. Just now, don't know what the kind of max supply is. But Ogre is one of those that's had a high $107, so kind of 9 times where it is just now. Ogre scares me. Donny Don Matthew, EXRN chain could give 100x return from this present price. Also holding EXRN, 10 million or more, the reward holders with the EXRT coins as well. That's true. And I've got about 4 million. I've not got the 10 million. I've got about 4 million, which is about $150 worth. Just as a punt. I've held them for a long time. But they could do well. And EXRN are actually on IDEX as well. So where are they doing just now? Volume is actually okay for IDEX at 63. Kind of went down 10 GUI and back up again to 14 GUI just now. But they have been much higher than that before. Look at the 6-hour chart. Look at the daily chart. I thought it'd actually been higher than that, to be honest. 18 GUI, 14 GUI. So took a dive down, obviously, to 10. Look at the order books. 15 and 14, so it's quite close together, which is good. So yeah, if you hold 10 million, you can actually stake them and get EXRT tokens as well. And just like I want a FuseX card, I think they're cool. XX Halifax. I hate now a lot of these aren't on Delta. Yeah. Crypto till I die. G's like, yes, crypto till we die. Because we're gonna have to hold it that long for us to make a return on some of them. But we are positive about crypto. Even what happens with the BTC price, we'll just go back to BTC just to kind of round it off. Whatever's happening there is just short term. We have to remember that. It's not going to be like this forever. And just kind of looking at the day chart, we think it's going to go back up to 19,000. It definitely is. Still a downward slope here. We can see a definite downward slope here just now. But once we break out of that downward slope, we're looking in daily chart. So that's a descending triangle. So we'll have to kind of break out of that to make any kind of gains that we're looking for in the Bitcoin price. So at this level, we're looking to break out 7,000 before we see a run up again. So we'll just wait and see what happens there. Just extend this because you can see the descending triangle clearly on the day chart. Can you go here? So really, I've got a kind of ascending triangle within a descending triangle. But if we break this price of 5,700, who knows where it could go? Because there's not real support there. And this is where... Oh, you can still hear me, but the camera's gone off. Okay, I'm going to have to end it there. I know you can still hear me, but the camera has kind of turned off just now because it's run out of charge. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. That was a good time to end it. And I will speak to you very soon. Until the next time, namaste. Take care.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers.